This film was created from virtual combat footage recorded by the 388th Fighter Squadron during a single mission of the Battle of Normandy campaign. Whether you're a veteran or someone brand new to flying tin cans, this film should offer insight into what it is like flying a mission inspired by one of the epic air campaigns of World War II. For the pilots of the 388th Fighter Squadron, or the Black Sheep as they call themselves, their mission, inspired by the events of June 30th, 1944, was to attack enemy troops near the town of Lessay. Allied forces were beginning to push further into occupied France from the recently liberated beachheads of Normandy, and the troops needed all the direct support Allied air power could provide. A special weapon was needed. For these Black Sheep, that weapon is the P-47 Thunderbolt. It's a fighter bomber, one pilot, one engine. But the P-47 is a multi-mission warbird, armed with a 500-pound bomb under each wing, one more bomb under the fuselage, and 850 caliber machine guns. On this mission, the Black Sheep would show just how deadly they are against enemy aircraft and troops. The Black Sheep will also pay a heavy price, and one of them today will not return to base. These Black Sheep hail from all over the world. They use call signs instead of their given names. Their squadron leader goes by the call sign Davies. Here he is, looking relaxed in the cockpit of his P-47, but he has been working many hours to understand, plan, and brief this mission today, both up and down the chain of command. What is the reward for all his hard work, though? Well, he gets to lead the Black Sheep on combat missions and enjoy not only his own personal victories, but also be proud knowing that his plans and decisions during a mission help the other Black Sheep pilots enjoy their own personal victories. He's a great leader, and the Black Sheep are proud to follow him. The Black Sheep line up for takeoff with Davies at the front of the formation. Davies gives the signal and begins his takeoff. The whole squadron follows quickly behind, each pilot throttling up as soon as the plane in front of them starts rolling. The Black Sheep order of battle, or lineup, for today is Davies as Red 1, acting as both overall squadron leader and Red section leader. Zsozso as Red 2 as his wingman. Mel is Red 3 and the element leader for his wingman Maven as Red 4. White section leader is Marv as White 1, and his wingman is Gomer as White 2. Konaber is White 3, and the element leader for his wingman Princess is White 4. Blue section, at partial strength today with just 3 planes, is led by Satchel as Blue 1 with his wingman Step as Blue 2. Uno as Blue 3 is the odd man without a wingman today. Normally 12 pilots go out on a mission, but when you only have 11 pilots available, you still have to get the mission done. You fly and fight doing your best with what you have. The essence of combat flying is called mutual support. That's pilot talk for teamwork. Your security rests in the hands of your wingman, and your wingman's security is your responsibility. It's your job to keep your wingman clear of danger, not theirs. If your wingman is attacked, you normally follow a 3-step process. Step 1, you keep the enemy in sight and issue maneuvering instructions to your wingman as necessary. Step 2, you move to sandwich the enemy. Step 3, you attack. It's a proven process, and the Black Sheep are going to expertly demonstrate it during this mission. Wingmen rejoin into formation with their element leader. Elements rejoin with their section leader, and sections rejoin together into squadron formation. Formation flying is a game of following the leader, the squadron leader. He navigates and makes the decisions, the squadron follows. No combat pilot really plans or wants to fly alone. Flying alone is usually how you get shot down thanks to the enemy you didn't see, or the enemy group that simply overwhelmed you and picked you apart. You fly with a wingman, they cover you, and you cover them. It's the buddy system. There is always a leader though, and the leader for each pair of planes is called an element leader. A section leader is in charge of a pair of elements. That's 4 planes to a section, more than 1 section, and a squadron leader is in charge. Approaching the target, the wingmen in each section move to a loose echelon formation. Wingmen need to cover the planes in front of them while also finding their target to attack. Blue section is the first to dive bomb. Blue section rolls into a steep dive using a 2-second interval between planes. Red and white sections cover them. They will pick out their own targets based on how good blue section bombs and how the enemy responds. After attacking a target, you keep your speed up, keep changing direction, and climb for altitude so enemy gunners can't easily shoot you down while you make your escape. Blue section had good results, so red and white sections bombed enemy in the center and south of Lessay. Davies judged the squadron overall had good results and decided to head back to base to rearm with more bombs. Almost as soon as the squadron reformed, though, radar control called Davies and reported that low-altitude FW-190s, enemy fighter bombers, were possibly southwest of the squadron. Radar requested the Black Sheep complete a 180-degree turn and head west immediately to intercept and destroy these butcher birds before they attacked Allied troops. Steppe, Blue 2, took damage during the dive bombing and his engine had been running rough. He unfortunately couldn't join the hunt for the enemy aircraft. Satchel, as the section leader, cleared Steppe to return to base with his sick plane. The Black Sheep were now down to 10 planes for the mission. Stealth is the best way to kill enemy aircraft, and Mel, White 3, was the first to find the enemy. The 4 butcher birds were in formation at treetop level. Mel got permission to lead the attack with his wingman Maven, while the rest of white and red sections prepared to follow. Mel performed a split-S aerobatic maneuver to begin the ambush. He broke up the 4 butcher birds flying in formation. The enemy scattered, trying to fly in pairs, but Mel had successfully made them into prey for the squadron. One pair turned directly in front of Davies and Zsozso. Davies set his target on fire and was the first to score. Air combat maneuvering, or dogfighting, is the pinnacle of combat flying. It combines every basic flying skill at the level of maximum performance. The cost of error or indecision during a dogfight is possible death, or worse, the embarrassment of defeat. Maven, Mel's wingman, got a 190 directly in his sights and he killed it. It was his first aerial victory of the campaign. Although dogfighting appears to be quick and dirty, it isn't. To set up and successfully complete a stealthy, slicing attack against enemy aircraft that are hunting you requires skill, imagination, concentration, and hours of practice. Zsozso, Davies' wingman, lined up his attack and set his target on fire. It was his first air combat victory over Normandy. The last remaining 190 attempted to stay and fight, but Marv easily destroyed them for this error. In less than 2 minutes, 4 different Black Sheep had defeated 4 enemy aircraft in aerial combat. The Black Sheep, however, still had fuel and ammo remaining after the dogfight. It was time to put the 8 machine guns of each plane to use against the enemy troops near Lessay. Splitting up into sections, the Black Sheep fanned out over the target area to find the best targets for their guns. Covering each other is extra important when you're down low on the deck. You're in range of a lot of enemy guns. You use mutual support, firepower, and maneuverability when strafing to keep the advantage over enemy gunners. Sometimes, though, the enemy lays a trap and they get lucky at the expense of the good guys. Mel took hits to his engine and it quit on him. With his propeller frozen and with less than a minute to glide to a crash landing, he radioed the squadron his fate and his plan to land in a field. The enemy gunners, however, are evil, and they killed Mel even though he was clearly not still in the fight. The cowardly killing of Mel, however, provided extra motivation for the 9 remaining Black Sheep on this mission. They rejoined and attacked the enemy guns near Lessay with a vengeance. The Black Sheep finished their attacks, climbed, and rejoined as a squadron to return to base. You want to make the troops proud back at base or out on the boats, and you do that best with excellent formation flying. You also are in competition with the other squadrons flying tin cans, so you want to put on a good show. A good landing is a good way to end the mission, regardless of what happened out there. Almost everyone in the Black Sheep greases the landing today. Uno, however, bounces and lands it rough while trying to show off. It's embarrassing. This mission is now complete, but there will be new missions, new campaigns, new members to welcome to the community, and new planes to master. Those flying tin cans know this is challenging, but so very interesting and rewarding to do with great people from all over the world each week.